Hey everyone, and welcome back. This week I want to introduce you to Gideon the Ninth. Wow, isn't that a cool cover? You know me, sucker for a good cover. So this is a 2019 debut novel by New Zealand author Tamsyn Muir. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. It's also the first book in the Locked Tomb trilogy, which, by the way, I've already ordered book 2, so maybe you'll hear about that one later. This book is all about Gideon, obviously, Gideon the Ninth, who is a mysterious, angry orphan. Not originally from the planet of the Ninth, which is where she lives now and has grown up all her life. She doesn't really know what her origins are. She's also a badass sword-wielding woman. The book is sort of a Harry Potter meets Lovecraft meets Warhammer 40k with a little dash of Agatha Christie in it. There's blood, there's bone, there's violence, there's science, there's swords, and a richly built world with a lot of background of which you barely seem to get the tip of the iceberg of. It's a world of decay and decrepitude. The whole universe is kind of falling apart and dying, led by or overseen or protected even by an undying, undead emperor who seems really more sensible and fatherly than horrifying, as you might expect. But I don't want to tell you too much. So anyway, let me read you a little bit. You'll be sucked right in. I'm going to read you a little bit from the beginning and then a little bit from a little further in. In the myriadic year of our Lord, the 10,000th year of the King Undying, the kindly Prince of Death, Gideon Nav packed her sword, her shoes, and her dirty magazines, and she escaped from the house of the Ninth. She didn't run. Gideon never ran unless she had to. In the absolute darkness before dawn, she brushed her teeth without concern and splashed her face with water, and even went so far as to sweep the dust off the floor of her cell. She shook out her big black church robe and hung it from the hook. Having done this every day for over a decade, she no longer needed light to do it by. This late in the equinox, no light would make it here for months. In any case, you could tell the season by how hard the heating vents were creaking. She dressed herself from head to toe in polymer and synthetic weave. She combed her hair. Then Gideon whistled through her teeth as she unlocked her security cuff and arranged it and its stolen key considerately on her pillow, like a chocolate in a fancy hotel. So that's how it begins. I mean, if that doesn't suck you in, let me try a little bit from a little further in. The second letter that they received, care of the resurrecting king, the gentle emperor, was somewhat less prolix than the first. They were lurking in the personal nonogamous library, a stone-arched room packed tight with shelves of musty and neglected books Harrowhark didn't study, and the musty, less neglected books that she did. Gideon sat at a broad, sagging desk, piled high with pages covered in necromantic marginalia, most of them in Harrow's cramped, impatient writing. She held the letter before her with one hand. With the other, she wearily painted her face with a piece of fiber wadding and a pot of alabaster paint, feeling absurdly young. The paint smelled acid and cold, and working the damn stuff into the creases to her nose meant sucking globs of paint up her nostrils all day. Harrow was sprawled on a sofa spread with tattered brocade, robes abandoned, scrawny black legs crossed at the ankles. In Gideon's mind, she looked like an evil stick. Gideon reread the letter, then again, twice, before checking her face in a little cracked mirror. Gorgeous. Hot. I know you said the first house like 3 times, she said, but I thought you were being metaphorical. I thought it would fill you with a sense of adventure. It damn well doesn't, said Gideon, re-wetting the wadding. You're taking me to the planet where nobody lives. I thought we'd end up on the 3rd or the 5th, or a sweet space station or something. Not just another cave filled with old religious nut jobs. Why would there be a necromantic gathering on a space station? So I'm going to stop there. If that doesn't suck you in, I don't know what will. So go read it. It's slangy, it's sarcastic, but gothic at the same time. So it just goes on just like that. Anyway, I'll link you below to Amazon if you'd like to buy the book. I do get a small percentage reward for anybody that buys through my link. And then like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Have you read Gideon the Ninth yet? Have you read something like Gideon the Ninth? When you do read it, I'd love to hear about it. So, or suggest a book to me. I always am looking for new suggestions. Until next week, enjoy.